time to check in with our Mike Yanni, who is at the Culinary campus this morning. Not quite the weather for soup unless it's cold soup, right, Mike?
Exactly. I always think about soups as, hearty meals, Jill, but apparently there are chilled soups out there, and that is what we are going to start off first thing this morning, because it is going to be hot over the next couple days. I love hanging out at SAIT Culinary campus. I love watching all the chefs at work, and one of the chefs joining us this morning, Chef Bruno, one of the instructors here. Good morning. I was just saying to Jill that we think about soups as hearty, filling, and a good thing to have on a cold day, but there's chilled soups that you can have in the summer as well. First soup we're going to make.
So we're going to make a watercress soup. So we have our butter that's hot. I'll get you to cook those shallots until they basically translucent. So just a couple minutes.
Already soaked up all that butter.
Beautiful.
That is nice.
All right.
Smell.
Put another piece of butter. That's good. And we'll put a little pinch of Maldon salt. Okay.
I'm always curious, when recipes call for things like Maldon salt, can you just use table salt?
Yeah, you can use regular salt, it's fine too.
Okay.
So now our shallots are good. We're gonna put a little bit of white wine.
Ah, yeah.
There you go.
Now we're good.
We're gonna put a touch of garlic. We're gonna let the wine reduce for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Just about halfway.
Now while we're doing that, let's talk about watercress. Because it's something I've heard of, but I never see. What exactly is watercress?
So watercress is the same family as arugula or mustard greens.
Okay. And
it's actually an aquatic plant. It grows in water. And it's very good for you. Rich in iron. They say watercress has more iron than spinach. It's very rich in calcium, omega-3, and it's known to fight cancer. So it's actually a very good herb for you, very healthy. And you can use it in, it's very peppery.
Yeah.
It's very similar to arugula.
Oh, actually, now you mention that, it hits you. It actually has a kick to it.
So we're gonna put our potatoes in there.
Some cubed potatoes.
We're gonna put our stock.
What kind of stock is this?
You could use, this one is vegetable stock, but you could use any stock. You could use, if you want to make it with chicken stock, it works. If you don't have any stock, you can make it with water. Okay. Of course, stock gives it a better flavor than water.
So we got about 30 seconds left. So we're going to cook this a little bit?
Yeah, we're going to cook that a little bit. So you would cook it until the potatoes are nice and tender. Okay. And then basically, we'll take the blender, once the potatoes are cooked, and blend the soup.
So you give this a good blend?
Yeah, give it a good blend. So after 10-15 minutes, it'll be ready. You can blend it. So go for it. Just tilt it like this. There you go.
There we go.
And you would blend the soup until it's nice and smooth.
So it's not going to be quite smooth because it's a little bit chunky.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Just keep going. And then once your potatoes are completely blended, you would add the watercress at the end.
Oh, at the very end?
Yeah, we don't want to put the watercress in and boil it.
Now,
because it would change color and it would turn, a dark green color. We want to keep bright green. Okay. So I'll let you do that. We'll add the watercress.
So keep blending.
And then keep blending. And basically, once the soup is done.
The magic of TV, you already have some already done for us.
Plate. So I can get you to garnish it. So put a little dollop of chive cream. So it's sour cream mixed with a little bit of chopped chives, which is like part of the onion family. Nice. And then you can garnish it with a few. We'll put a little bit more here on top. There you go.
Extra sour
cream. And then a few little drops of olive oil. There you go.
Look at that.
Very
Restaurant
nice.
quality. Perfect.
Good work.
Beautiful. Perfect soup for a hot day, and sound, Jill, like today is going to be a scorcher out there.
Making cold soup in the previous segment. Are you heating things up, Mike?
Oh, we're heating things up all right. Look what we got. We got gin. Who thought that you can make soup with gin? But that's what we're doing. Chef Bruno kind of surprised me when he told me this morning this is what we're doing. We're making a gin tomato pancetta soup. So I'm going to bring the gin over here because you already have it all set up for me. Set that there.
So we have our tomatoes here.
This is crushed tomato. We just blended
crushed tomato. Yeah. So what you're going to do before we blend it, you're going to put a little pinch of paprika in there, a little pinch of sugar, which is to get rid of the acidity in the tomatoes. Okay. A little touch of chopped garlic.
Take that blob right there.
That's perfect. Yeah. We've got some fresh thyme leaves, about a branch of thyme.
Thyme.
Yeah. And then you're going to put a few drops of Tabasco in there and then blend it all together.
Spice it up. Okay, so I'm going to blend this up.
You're going to blend it up so all the flavors get mixed together.
As you had mentioned, you pre-blended the tomato just a little bit.
That's right. So you can use fresh tomatoes, you can use canned tomatoes. A lot of people have tomatoes in their garden this time of year or in September. The one those that are not so light can be used for soups. Okay, so we're gonna put all that in the pot.
Lay all pour it in.
Perfect. Very good. We're gonna add some cream. A nice pinch of Maldon salt.
Okay, so Maldon salt. Explain this because it definitely looks a little bit different.
Well, Maldon salt is a salt crystal that's actually originally from England, and they basically gather the seawater, evaporate the water, and the salt flakes remain, once the water is gone. So it's very clean and crisp.
Okay.
Salt flakes. So we're gonna use that in the soup. So we have our cream, a little salt and pepper, and we're gonna put a good shot of gin in there.
Oh, that is a good shot of gin.
Yeah, you have to. And we're gonna bring that to a boil.
So the liquor though is going to boil out. You just want
That's
that
right.
gin flavor.
We're gonna put a little bay leaf in here.
Okay.
And basically we let that simmer for about 10 minutes so the soup reduces a little bit and all the flavors blend in together.
That's it, 10 minutes. Okay.
10 minutes, and then once it's done, you end up with a beautiful,
That's what it looks like.
beautiful tomato soup. So
That's quick.
I'm gonna get you to plate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this.
Oh yes, you can do it. Perfect. So a couple more ladles in here.
No pressure, but no drops
Oh, that's
on the edge of
okay.
the plate yet. Oh, look at that. Okay.
One more.
Did that. One more. Oh, now
All
you're
right.
pushing it.
And then we're gonna garnish it with crispy pancetta, so which is kind of an Italian style bacon, cured meat.
Right there.
Right there.
Okay.
A little bit of fresh basil on top. And then you can sprinkle a few Maldon salt flakes
Maldon
on the outside. And for people who want to learn how to make soup, we have cooking classes that we offer in the evening as part of our Carnet program. And they can learn how to make soups and stocks and a whole lot of other things as well.
Look at that. So who knows? Maybe you can even learn how to make the gin tomato pancetta soup.
That's right.
Yeah, fascinating that you can make soup out of booze. Who knew?
Time to head out to Mike Yanni, who is making soup this morning. And what goes better with soup than bread, Mike?
Exactly, but Jill, I'm a little bit distracted.
Uh-oh.
Take a look at these. I am in the bakery area now. Double chocolate pecan cookies. These things are like the most decadent brownie you've ever had. They're
And
so delicious.
For our candy man, that is right up your alley.
Yeah, I just want to take all of these home. However, eyes on the prize. Take these away because I will eat all of those. You got to come down to SAIT Culinary Campus to try those cookies. They are heaven. But we're moving on to bread. Chef Bro is joining me now. Bread, we were chatting earlier about people are so scared of bread. They are used to the white bread, their whole wheat. Maybe they'll, dabble with sourdough. But there's so many cool breads out there that people are scared to try. Why is that?
Absolutely. I think people are just scared of the name sometimes, or they're scared of the texture. They don't know. People are scared of the unknown. But here we have several different types of breads, and just give it a try. It's worth a try. You'll be surprised by the amount of flavor that you get.
Maybe people don't know what to do with it because it's coarser, heavier bread.
That's true. That's true. So here is an example of a more coarser and heavier bread, but it's great because it has a delicious flavor. This is our whole grain bread. Here we have our Kaiser buns. This is our 9-grain bread. This is my favorite bread of all. This is called the ciabatta, and I love this because it has a nice flavor to it, and it has these nice airy texture inside. So it's great for sandwiches.
Yeah, you see a lot of delis making sandwiches with ciabatta
Yeah,
now.
absolutely, absolutely. Great with like a piece of salami inside.
Yeah.
Here we have our focaccia. This is great because it has the different toppings on side, and these are just, think of them as normal breads, but they just have some fancy names on them. Focaccia we have olive and onion on there, and this is our classic sourdough. So the sourdough, you just have this shape, and you have a nice sour tang to the sourdough. And classic, our French baguette, you have a nice crispy crust, and inside you're gonna have a nice soft interior. So this is a great versatile bread.
Okay, cutting bread, people usually do this, like that, and they cut and it squishes. Now, there's a trick to this, right? To not squash your bread.
There is a trick. So this is what all the chefs do. So if you don't want to squash your bread, first of all, use a serrated knife. Don't use a straight chef's knife. You want to use a serrated knife. Turn it on its side, claw your fingers in, and then let the knife do the work.
Oh, look at that. So you don't even have to put a lot of pressure. Just
this
that sawing motion cuts.
keeps your bread from.
Look at that.
You want to give that a try?
So it works even if you want to do a thin slice?
Absolutely.
Okay, claw,
There you go.
back and forth. There you go. And end. Say no to squashed bread.
No to squash bread right there. And
Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
here you have that beautiful crust, and this crust of the artisan breads helps keep the bread inside fresh too.
Now, something else you said that people should know about is putting bread in a fridge is a no-no.
That's absolutely a no-no. So staling actually increases at refrigerator temperatures. So to reduce the staling process, what you can do is when you get your bread, usually it comes in a paper bag.
Right.
So take it out of the paper bag, put it into a plastic bag, tie it up, and put it into the freezer. And the freezer, it will actually reduce the rate of scaling. So if you can't have your bread the day of, you can take it out of the freezer afterwards, and it'll taste almost like fresh.
And something else that's really interesting, Jill, is if you want it to get soggy after taking it out of the freezer, you can actually spritz it with water, put tin foil over it, and put it in the oven for 350 and roast it. That'll crisp up the outside as well. So another good tip for all you bread lovers out there.
Great tips. Thanks very much, Mike. And
what's next? Well, what goes with bread? Butter! Look at this! I thought these were different types of cheeses or things like this. Chef Rose has put together all these different spreads with butter. They look beautiful. They taste fantastic. And you were saying it's actually quite easy to do.
It is super easy to make. There's some simple tricks though to making flavored butters. Number one, you want to be using softened butter. You don't want to use butter that's completely melted because your fat and your milk solids will actually separate. So here I have garlic butter, and biggest secret here is I like to use the oversized purple garlic. See how beautiful this garlic is?
Yeah.
And I actually roast it. So I cut off the top, drizzle olive oil inside, and then bake it, wrap it in aluminum foil, bake it for about an hour at 375, and that mellows out the flavor. So I do about half roasted garlic and half fresh garlic.
Because fresh garlic can be really potent.
It can be.
Been to people's places and they're like, oh, try the garlic butter.
Yeah.
And you take it and it's, wow,
Yeah.
it's so strong.
And your breath smells like garlic for the
Yes.
next 12 hours.
Exactly.
So this mellows it out, and
So roast it.
Roast it and use the small garlic. You get that really spicy flavor. With the larger garlic, you get that nice buttery, mellow
Bigger's
flavor.
better. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you. Do you want to join?
Sure.
Here.
Okay.
So you got butter there. So all you got to do is just mash the two together.
This one is on
That
dill
we have,
and lemon zest,
We have
right?
dill and lemon zest in that one. Yeah. So your
Mash,
dill.
mash, mash.
You just want to mash it until it's all combined, and you're just adding. I like my butter, my flavored butters to be super flavorful.
Really smell that dill coming off this.
Yeah.
Salted or unsalted butter?
I prefer unsalted. Unsalted butter will actually give you a nice creamy flavor, and it's a little bit sweeter. Okay, so now to make it into these logs, what's really great about these logs is you can actually freeze these ahead of time, and then you can just cut them out as you need them. So into the secret, here's the secret chef special tip on how to do that. You get into the saran wrap, fold it over, flatten it down with your side of your hand, push it into a log shape. There you go. Then you roll it up, twist your ends, then you can roll that.
Well, it's not looking quite as nice as yours. But you have a few more years experience on me on this, so I'll give that to you.
Roll that up, and the flavors will actually develop like that. You can keep it in the fridge or freezer, and then as you need it, you can take your butters out. So if you are a gardener and you have whack loads of extra dill or extra basil, it's a great way to preserve your herbs too as well.
Nice. So some of the ones here, we have a chili lime.
Yes, chili. We have chilies, fresh chilies in there, limes, some onion powder. That's got a nice spicy pop. And here's an interesting different one. We have cranberries, vanilla, brown sugar, and orange zest.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you've seen any of these, we're going to put the recipes on our Facebook page and online. And if you are going to make one thing tonight, one of my favorite things I tried this morning, the soup. This soup, Jill, is amazing. It's the tomato gin pancetta. It is so delicious. It could actually go on pasta, on ravioli, on veal, anything like that. Heaven. I'm going to make this tonight. That's a sign of a really good recipe when you want to make it like that. But I
Right
also want to try
away.
some of these butters. Yeah.
I would love for you to bring that container back to the studio.
Maybe I will.
That would be delicious.
If it makes it there.
Thank you very much, Mike. Mike Yanni at the Culinary Campus this morning.